We're going to be solving the 6.2 periodic quiz or like course revision quiz. Let's begin. It's all about sequences or sums. يعني find the sum of the first 20 terms of an arithmetic progression, or it's usually called AP, if its first term is 18 and its 20th term is 38. So first 18, 20th, 38. Now to find the common difference, we need to do 38 minus 18 over 20 minus 1. You get 20 over 19, right? Let's leave it at that. Now, what's the sum of the first 20 terms? So 20, wait, let me first write the sum equation. It's n over 2 into 2a1 plus difference, which is 20 over 19, into n minus 1. Now, 20 over 2 into 2, first term is 18, plus d, which is 20 over 19, into n minus 1 is the number of terms minus 1, so 20 minus 1 is 19. Now, obviously, 19 is gonna cancel out with 19. You'll be left with 20 over 2, which is 10, into 36, plus 20. 36 plus 20 gives you 56. 56 times 10, which is 560. And that is your final answer. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the first two terms of an AP are 0 and 5 in this order. Find the next four terms. Now, when we have questions like this where they give us 1, 2, and you need to find 3, 4, 5, 6, find the sequence, the difference. If they told you it's an arithmetic progression, find the difference. 0, 5, then just keep adding 5. So 5 minus 0 equals 5. Now just keep adding 5. So 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. Then 20. Then 25. But let's say it's a written. We're obviously not going to do that. What are we going to do? You're going to find the equation. First term 0 plus the equation obviously is a1 plus n into, or d into n minus 1. So a1 is 0 plus difference is 5 into the number of the term minus 1. So let's say they want the third term is 0 plus 5 into 3 minus 1. 0 plus 5 into 2, which equals 10. You get the same answer. Now, obviously, if it was a computer part, do this way where you just keep adding 5. If it was a written part, of course, you do the longer way. Moving on. Now here, look, here they gave us the first term, and they asked us for the 5th, the 10th, and the 21st term. In this case, you're obviously not gonna do like you did in the last question and just keep subtracting 2 until you get the 5th term. Like, if you're in doubt, do that. But you're obviously the better way to do it is find the equation. Equation is a1, or in this term, or in this question, b1. So 8 plus difference, which is negative 2. So 9 is 2 into n minus 1. Now 8 minus the 5th term we need to find. So minus 2 into 5 minus 1. So 8 minus negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 equals 0. Now let's do it for 10. 8 minus 2 into 10 minus 1. So it's 8 minus 18, which equals to negative 10. Same thing, let's do it for the last one. 21st term. 8 minus 2 into 21 minus 1. So negative 40. 8 minus 40 equals negative 32. And those are your three answers. Let's move on to the next question. Now find the sum of the first 40 numbers. So 40 over, let me write the formula again for the people who forgot it. N over 2 into 2a1 plus d into n minus 1. Now 40 terms over 2. First term equal to 6. So 2 times 6. second term equal to 16. Now you're gonna say, why do we need the second term? We need the second term to find the difference, because difference equals a2 minus a1. Let's say they give you the fourth and the fifth term. You do fifth term minus fourth term. It's any two consecutive terms. So here we have 16 minus 6, which is 10. So your common difference is 10 into n minus 1. N minus 1 is 40 minus 1, which is 39. Now 40 over 2 is 20 into 12 plus 390. I'm obviously not gonna solve it, which is 300, wait, 3, it's 400. 402 times 20, but 402 times 20 is 840, yeah, whatever. It's just do it on your calculator. Obviously don't sit actually calculating it, but it will give you this answer when you put it into your calculator. Now moving on. By the way, guys, you could put also this in your calculator. You don't actually have to simplify by hand if you're not that confident multiplying numbers. Moving on. Evaluate. So, okay, what does this mean? They're gonna tell you, which means just find the sum of all the numbers till this term. Now, you're gonna say, okay, but how do we find this term? You find this term by using the equation. Which equation? a1 plus d into n minus 1 equals 289. So a1 is negative 5. Difference is 7 minus 1, or 1 minus 7 for Atish. 6. N minus 1. We're gonna find what n is. You put this into your calculator or you solve it by hand. Genuinely does not matter. Then you're gonna get n equals to, wait, let me solve it really quick. 289 plus 5, then divide by 6. Okay. And there's something wrong. Oh yeah, my bad, guys. I put it wrong into my calculator. It's supposed to be n equals 50. So it's negative 5 plus 6n minus 6 equals 289. So then you have negative 5, negative 6 is negative 11. So 6n equals 289 plus 11. Then divide that by 6 to get n. You should be getting n equals 50. Then you're going to put the 50 into the equation that we know. N over 2, which is 50 over 2, into 2a1. a1 is negative 5. Plus difference, which is 6, into 50 minus 1, 49. You should be getting your answer to equal 7,100. That's our final answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, now you may think this one's hard or whatever. It's talking about salaries. It's the easiest question because half the information given in the question didn't even matter. So let's start. Now, she started working in this year with a monthly salary of this. Each year, her monthly salary increased by $120. Now, her monthly salary will be increased by how much from these years? So, how many years passed by? 10 years. And if each year it increases by this, it increased by 120 times 10, which is 1,200, and that is your final answer. This entire piece of information was given to throw you off. None of it mattered. Now let's move on. Okay, this question. Now, for this part, we need to use a few of the rules we learned about the sigma notation. Now, when you ever see something like this, we know we can split it up. What do I mean by split it up? We can split it up into n, k equals negative 1, equals, 1, 5k minus sigma notation, or sigma, n, k equals 1, 2. You could split it up like this. Why are we doing this? Because whenever you have a whole number, you could take it out. So this is practically 5 sigma k. You obviously have to write these. And this is 2 sigma n. Now you're gonna say, what's k? Whenever you have sigma k, it's equal to n into n minus 1 over 2. Sorry, no, n plus 1. I mixed it up. It's equal to n into n plus 1 over 2. So now what we know, it's 5 into n plus 1 over 2 minus 2n. N stays the same. Yeah, because any number here, when you take out 2, you're left with 1 here. 1 is equal to n. So it's just 2 times n. So now we have to distribute the 5. You're left with 5. N into n plus 1 over 2 minus 2n. What do you do next? You put 2n onto the denominator 2, which means you multiply everything by 2. So 4n over 2. So you can put them all now on the same fraction. Minus 4n. Because it's all over 2. Now you can distribute. You'll be left with 5n squared plus 5 plus 5n, my bad. Minus 4n. All over 2. 5n squared plus n all over 2. Now it looks like this, but you want it without any fraction. So 5 divided by 2 gives you 2.5, and 1n divided by 2 gives you 0.5. That's it for this question. Now let's move on to the next part. Next part, solve it the exact same way we'd solve a normal sum. You could use this, but I prefer just solving it how we normally do it. 3 plus difference into n minus 1 gives you 503. And then you do 3 plus 5n minus 5 gives you 503. Be left with negative 2 plus 5n, 503. Then you'd get 5n equals 505, n equals 101. Then we put this 101 over 2 into 2 times 3 plus difference being 5 into 100, because it's n minus 1. So then you'd be getting, when you put that all in your calculator, 25553. Now moving on to the next question. Okay, let A be an AP with the first term negative 12 and common difference 6. Let B be another one with first term 5 and common difference 5. What do you do now? You need to write two equations, because you're trying to find the value where K, or where n, but they called it K here, is equal for both. Let's write our equation in terms of K. Let's write our equation A. So it's negative 12 plus difference into, common difference is 6. So 6 into K minus 1, because they told us to name it K. Now, this is also the same as plus 6K minus 6. So it's negative 18. Okay. Now, the second equation, it should equal BK. What's BK? The same thing, but for B, which is 5 minus 5 into, or common difference is 5, so plus 5 into n, or K, sorry, minus 1, which is 5 plus 5K minus 5, which gives you just 5K. Now, you can move all the K's onto one side. You'll be left with K equals 18. What does this mean? This is the common value, which means that when the value of K is 18 in equation A and equation B, you're gonna get the same number. Now, be careful. Sometimes they ask you, find the answer, find AK or find BK. What does that mean? It means you take 18 and you substitute it in any one of the equations to get your answer. But if they just said find common value, you're just gonna do this and find the value where both of them are equal to each other. You don't need to do anything more than that, unless they specify. Moving on to the next question. What whole number is equal to, again, we've done this question like a million times. 3 plus common difference is 4 into n minus 1 equals 63. You could put this into your calculator if you have the calc button. If you don't, just solve it manually. 4n minus 4 equals 63. So 4n equals 64. N equals 16, I think. Yeah, 16. Now 16 over 2 into 2 times 3 minus, or plus, sorry, 4. 16 minus 1, 15. So basically 8 into 6 plus 60. I think it's 60. So 8 into 66. Let's check if it is 60. 66 times 8, which gives you 528, which is your answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, what's the common difference? We said just take any two consecutive terms and subtract them from each other. So 5 minus 2, which is 7, or 12 minus 5, which is also 7. So it's 7. Moving on. What's the value of the 31st term? If the first term is 6 and the common difference is 10, so it's 6 plus 10, n minus 1. They said n is 31. So it's basically 6 plus 30. Wait, is it? It's 31 minus 1, which is 30. Sorry, 6 plus 300, which is 306. And that's your answer. Moving on. What's the sum of the first 18 terms of an arithmetic progression if the first term is 8 and the common difference is 3? You're basically just going to do the exact same thing we've been doing for the past 17 minutes. And you're going to get 603 when you put all this into your calculator. Moving on to the last question. What's the value of y if this is an AP? Now, what does this mean? It means that you're moving. Whenever you move, you have the same common difference because it's common, right? So 52 minus 10 divided by 2 should give you the common difference. That's how you find common difference, by the way. So 42 over 2 gives you 21. Don't be a fool and put 21 as your answer, because 21 is your common difference, not your answer. So to find the next value, it's 10 plus your common difference, which is 31. And that's your answer. That's why. That's the end of this quiz. Hope you understood everything. Have a great day. Bye.